Brian, and this is where MAGA comes to talk. Oh man, this is it, right? I'm Black MAGA today, just like Elon Trump. Or Elon Trump. Might as well be Elon Trump. Elon Musk, who is behind Trump. I was looking for my gold MAGA hat. I couldn't find it before I left. It's around somewhere. Oh man, it is getting so exciting because the countdown has begun. And what the countdown is, it's the return of the greatest president ever, our famous, our favorite president without doubt, Donald Trump. The return of Donald Trump is literally just days away. Yeah, just a few days away. That's amazing. Yeah, dark MAGA. I have this. I usually wear this on the cruise on formal night, but I couldn't find my gold MAGA hat anywhere. I was looking all over the house for it. It's probably in the car. So I thought, well, let's go dark MAGA today. So I'm out on the MAGA Scooter 2.0, stopped off at Starbucks, and get a few eyes when you're ordering Starbucks when you're wearing this shirt and this hat. Man, I saw them make the coffee. I just hope they didn't give me decaf. Oh my God, I don't know why decaf exists. So, yeah, this is great. The return of Donald Trump, and Kamala Harris is off towards retirement. And, tomorrow, a lot of people don't know this, Kamala Harris, time to turn a new page, right? She keeps telling you a new generation of leadership. That is steaming hot. Tomorrow is Kamala Harris's 60th birthday. 60. Now, I'm not into ageism like all these Democrats are, okay? I think with age comes wisdom, for the most part, not always, but in Donald Trump's case, certainly. I know that as I get older, you get wiser, you learn more, you get more experience. But Kamala Harris is running around trying to pass herself off as a millennial or maybe even Gen X. She'll be 60 years old tomorrow, Kamala Harris. She is a baby boomer. She was born in 1964, October 20th, 1964. And 1964 is the last year of the baby boomer generation. Generation X, which I'm a part of, I was born in 1971, but Generation X began in 1965. That's right. So Kamala Harris can run around and try to tell everyone she's this new generation, but she is the same generation as Donald Trump, a baby boomer. That's right. So, you think the news will celebrate her 60th birthday tomorrow? The news and the left, the Democrats, the media, hear those stars? They're making such a big deal about, I'm right next to the drive-thru, so cars are coming by wondering who I'm talking to and what I'm doing. I'm live streaming on YouTube. Counting down to the return of Donald Trump, okay? No, Generation X starts in 65. Before 65, up to 64 is baby boomer. That's right. And it's so interesting that, tomorrow's going to be her 60th birthday. If tomorrow was Donald Trump's birthday, and 60, there's these milestone birthdays, right? 25, 30, 40, 50, 60, If Donald Trump was having a milestone birthday or any other birthday, and it was tomorrow, believe me, the media would be focusing on it and his age. But Kamala's birthday, there won't be any celebrity birthday parties. There's not going to be any celebrations on CNN. She's not going to be stopping off at The View to get a surprise birthday cake or anything. Because they want everyone to think that Kamala Harris is... I'm thinking they're trying to pass her off as a millennial. What do you got? What generation is Kamala trying to pass herself off as? A millennial or Generation X, Gen X? Which do you think it is? Even though she's 60 years old, tomorrow, just 2 years away from Social Security retirement age. Now, I'm not saying that 60 is an old lady, but Kamala Harris and the Democrats have been telling us that she's a new generation and we need youngins running everything. Nobody buys that line of crap. A former Trump supporter supporting Kamala, nobody buys that. If you went from being MAGA to a Kamala supporter, the only thing that would explain that is if you have had a head injury. I think she's trying to pass herself off as a millennial. But, you know, if you look at her neck, I mean, how's that even possible? Yeah, millennial. I agree, millennial. I know. She looks about 50, and really, have you seen her neck? Yeah. I imagine that Kamala Harris wears girdles that are so tight that if I tried to put it on or you tried to put it on, it'd probably break my ribs. Yeah. Yeah, when I leave here, I'm going to see Dr. Philip Appleton with the laser wave pain treatment. Remember, I hurt my shoulder? So I'm going to go from, he just opened up at 9. So when I'm done with this stream, I'm going to go see Dr. Appleton and have him treat my shoulder with the laser wave pain treatment. Her face looks 45, her neck looks 85. I don't know. But I do know this, that Kamala Harris is making such a big deal about age when, is 60 a senior citizen to you? At what age are you a senior citizen? What do you guys think? Whose neck is worse, Kamala Harris's or Martha McCallum's on Fox? Well, Gen X, we got skipped, right? I mean, we got skipped over. We got President Trump's a baby boomer. J.D. Vance is a millennial. What happened to Gen X? We're the most kick-ass, hardest-working generation. I'm not talking about legally. I'm talking about at what age is someone a senior citizen in our society? I think 60. You can get senior discounts at age 55. Yeah. And I've been getting stuff in the mail and my wife from the AARP for years, and I am 53. Right? Exactly. So I'm gonna declare, and you guys can agree with me or not, but I'm going to officially declare right here, right now, in front of this Starbucks, that senior citizen begins at age 60. Yes. That's right. That's right. Senior citizen begins at age 60. I mean, when they're making a campaign that has so much to do with age. Oh, he's too old, do this. Age, we need a new generation. And you're turning 60. Come on. Well, at 62, you can collect Social Security if you get it early. Well, I know that here in Florida, in Florida we have the oldest population in the world. And, we have these adult senior communities, and they're 55 plus. All the senior communities are 55 plus. Age isn't a factor with intelligence. In Kamala's case, no. But I think you guys will agree that as you get older, you get wiser, right? You get more life experience. You have more of a worldview of things. I don't mind getting older. A lot of people do. I don't hide my age because I know that I have better judgment. I have better perspective. I have a better overview of whatever I'm dealing with, discussing, talking about, or facing because I'm older and have more life experience. Yeah, wiser. Now, do you think, since tomorrow is Kamala Harris's 60th birthday, will the mainstream media acknowledge that tomorrow Kamala turns 60? The Russian paycheck. Oh, are you kidding me? I could use a paycheck from Russia or somebody because I had to buy new air conditioning this week for my house. Oh my goodness. It's not the first time I've had to buy an AC for the house, but this was with these Kamala Harris inflation prices. I'm not telling anybody, even in my family. Only my wife and I know how much our new air conditioning cost. I mean, it was insane, off the charts. It's inflation, but you got to get it. Air conditioning is life in Florida. I'm not going to say. I'm going to say. First off, if I tell people, there's going to be one of two reactions. One, everyone and their brother is going to tell me I pay too much, which they don't know. And the other is they'll tell me, oh, you could have fixed it yourself. I could have fixed it. It was beyond repair. But I will tell you this, that if Trump was in his second term right now, it would have been a lot less. Welcome, everyone. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, all right? This is where MAGA comes to talk. Brandon, thank you for the super chat, the contribution to the air conditioning. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. Well, the economy is going to be back. The economy is going to be back. You know, as soon as Trump is president-elect again, and I think his title will be President-elect President Trump. What do you guys think? What will his title be? The first president in anyone's lifetime, right? Since President Cleveland, that we've had 2 non-consecutive terms. President-elect President Trump. What do you think? You know, I mentioned this on the radio a couple days ago, but I want to mention it again because it really disgusted me how low life the Democrats are. It's pretty windy out here, I must say. Very windy. Did you see what they did to President Carter the other day to take him out to vote? It was insane. It was insane. It was disgusting, and it was outrageous. Now listen, I'm not in the business of defending Democrats, and Jimmy Carter is a bad dude, okay? He was a god-awful president, and he's an anti-Semite. You know, at the Carter Center, they had a map of the Middle East. This was about 20 years ago. They got busted. They had a map of the Middle East on the wall at the Jimmy Carter Center in Atlanta. It was a map of the Middle East. All the countries were there except Israel. Can you believe that? There was no Israel on the map. It was like Palestine or something. So, I mean, he's a well-known anti-Semite. However, he was a president of the United States, and anyone who was a president deserves a certain level of respect. I was just a little kid when he was president. I do remember him being president, but I was a kid. But Amy Carter, his daughter, he's got other children too, but she's the face of the family. She's disgusting. She's a disgusting person. Jimmy Carter looked dead. He came out. His mouth was wide. He was completely comatose. They took him on a stretcher. Looked like they put him in an ambulance to go and vote for Kamala. Now, do you think that the Carter family got paid for that? I mean, he could have voted absentee at home, okay? To disrespect President Carter like that, it really pissed me off. Really pissed me off. And it's disgusting. And it just shows how Democrats are. Well, you know, the Carter family, there's a show that I watch. It's on during the summer. My wife and I watch it. I forgot what it's called. It's the show. It's a reality show where they have relatives of famous people. Oh. Do you guys know the show? They have relatives of famous people. They live in this mansion, and they got to try to figure out who the celebrity relative is. I forgot the name of the show. My wife and I watch it. It's on during the summer. And this past season, the season before last, they had President Carter's grandson was one of the one of the contestants, and it was Amy Carter's son. So I guess they're out there trying to get some publicity for themselves. But I thought it was one thing for him to go to his wife's funeral. I get that. But to bring President Carter out like that, Democrats are lowlife, disgusting, evil people. They just are. They are not decent people. They're just like the Cheneys. Claim to fame. Thank you very much. That's the show. Claim to fame. That's right. President Carter's grandson. Mm-hmm. Yeah, political stunt. When President Trump is done with his second term, he's going to be in our life for the rest of his life. But do you think that Melania and Don Jr. and Eric and Laura and Barron are going to do that to President Trump? Hell no. Hell no. He's been in President Carter. Notice I don't say former President Carter, right? They always say former President Trump. We don't have to say former President Carter or former President Obama or former President Clinton. We know that they're not the sitting president. They just, they just say former President Trump to emphasize he's not in the sitting president right now because they're psycho. And I really believe, as much as they say it on Fox, that Fox has made like some, either they've been told from the Murdoch family management and Paul Ryan to say it, or they've had some lawsuit against them requiring Fox News people to say on the air, former President Trump. I mean, that's just so stupid. Have any of you ever said former president with any of the other presidents? We know, okay? It doesn't have to be said, and I think it's a little disrespectful. But don't worry, they'll have to stop saying that soon. That's right. This is absolutely amazing. What a great. I mean, the Trump miracle just it blows my mind when you look at all the shit that they've done to this guy. They shot him. They've arrested him. They tried to shoot him again right at the golf course. They got the mugshot. They got all these fake lawsuits against him. They got this corrupt judge that brings these fake convictions against him. And here he is, just days away from being elected president again. It's a complete miracle. I know. It's I got goosebumps just now thinking about it. I mean, can you imagine? All right, CF voted for Trump. Awesome. God is on his side. The final stretch, yeah. I know the suspense sucks. I do not like suspense. Like if I'm watching a movie on TV and there's too much suspense, I'll fast forward. I can't handle the suspense. It's killing me. My wife and I are going to have a new podcast today, by the way, so keep an eye out for that. Well, I don't know what you mean by conservatives. If you mean the Republican establishment, yeah. But the Republican establishment's defeated now. They're done. Oh, I don't know, President Trump will be at the McDonald's today. President Trump said, was it yesterday or the day before, that, awesome, just voted for Trump. Good for you. Awesome. And think about it. This vote for Trump is the last time we're going to get to vote for President Trump. Maybe we'll get to vote for Barron one day, or Eric, or Don Jr. or something, but this election's the last time we get to vote for Donald Trump. So enjoy it and savor it. I mean, this is so important. Oh, man. Yeah, the weather is really crappy in Florida today. It is windy. It's cloudy. Every car that gets their drink from the drive-thru stops right next to me. Mm-hmm. Oh, but anyway, President Trump said, I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but his team did an investigation. They went to this McDonald's, apparently, that Kamala has claimed to work at, and they could find no record. Oh, and the owner, they talked to one guy who's been there for since the beginning. He doesn't ever remember her. So, yes or no? Do you think Kamala worked at McDonald's? Yes or no? Did Kamala work at McDonald's, or is that just some crap she made up? No, I don't think so either. I don't think so either. And I'll tell you, um, every job that I ever had, even when I was like in high school, I never worked in fast food, but I worked at a grocery store and you know, Publix here in Florida. I was a bag boy and a stockman and a cashier. And no matter what job you have, if it's your first job, no matter what that job is, a lot of things stand out in your mind, right? People you worked with and things that you did that were very specific. I was talking to my wife about this yesterday, and I don't know how many of you are old enough to remember this. Do anybody remember S&H green stamps? S&H green stamps? And I don't remember exactly how they were awarded. It's been a long time, but when I worked at Publix, and you know, they had these S&H green stamp dispensers, and you got so many stamps for how much money you spent. So you pulled on the thing, it had a number on it, which was for the dollar amount, like $10. They get so many stamps for it. There's all kinds of things like that. I haven't heard her give any specific thing that someone working at McDonald's would know. Like, I remember I had when I was in high school, this girl I was going out with, she worked at McDonald's, and we used to have all kinds of funny things. Like, we'd go to the drive-thru, and my girlfriend would give us like 30 chicken McNuggets in a thing. Right, you know what I mean? You know, or I had a friend that worked at Wendy's when I was in high school, and he told me every time a hamburger fell on the floor that it became chili meat. I was like, oh, great, thanks a lot, man. Glenn was his name. You know, so, but she has no stories about that first job.
How do you know I'm young? Maybe I'm old.
Exactly. I'm sure you guys have memories and stories about your first job. I mean, I got a million about my first job I can remember. Like, when I worked at Publix, the grocery store, you know, I was a stockman. You know, there were some guys that were younger. They had kids as young as 15 that were working as bag boys, and I was like 16, 17. And the 15-year-olds would ride their, the one on Davie Boulevard, Public Store 101. I worked at that one. And the 15-year-old bag boys would ride their bikes to work. And I remember, like, sometimes we would take their bicycles and put it in the ice cream freezer, which is like 40 below zero. And then they'd get off work, and it was like totally frozen because the ice cream freezer is so cold, you know. But so anyway, the reason I share all that is I haven't heard Kamala share any memory of the McDonald's. Right? None. Mm-hmm. Exactly. She's a liar. That's correct, Riki Tiki. That's correct, because she's a liar. Now, if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe, okay? When I'm done with the coffee, I'm going to go see the doctor. I'm going to see Dr. Philip Appleton, who does a laser wave pain treatment for my shoulder that I hurt. And I've been in pain all week from this shoulder. It's like this, it's fine. But if I stretch my arm out like this, or I reach behind to try to get something on my pocket, I'm in like in massive pain. So I have very limited mobility with it. So I just been so busy this week, I haven't been able to go see him. So he opens up at 9. So as soon as I leave here, I'm heading there. He's not too far from where. That's why I'm not at my normal Starbucks. Yeah, I mean, she could get rid of that. I mean, I can't remember the names of everyone I worked with, but I can remember a couple of people by name, especially like my boss and things like that at my first job. I think she's totally full of it because she's trying to give off this image that, you know, she's this middle-class woman, which I've never heard someone who are, the kids of college professors passing themselves off as working class or middle class people. They're intellectual elite snobs. Now, this one here, this is Dark MAGA, and one of our listeners that goes on the cruise sent this to me. hmm I've not voted yet, but I will vote early. I am going to vote early. President Trump, Laura Trump says to vote early. And you guys, don't worry about all that stuff. Laura Trump has everything under control. They have like 20,000 lawyers that are going to be in key areas and on call. So if there's any problems, they'll be on a Trump jet to wherever they got to go quickly. And, one of Trump's jet, Trump has more than just one or two planes. He has more than that. He's got a few planes. And he's got one of his planes. It doesn't have his name on it or anything. It's just white. It is the fastest private jet that a civilian can own in the United States. Think about that. So if there's any problems, that jet will be flying with Trump attorneys to wherever they need to be. So you guys got nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. Did you catch the Michigan rally? There was a guy who was a very good speaker. He worked at Ford for about 20, 25 years. He was speaking. He worked at Chrysler during the Iacocca days, and he took a break and went to college, then came back when he was 38 and started working on the assembly line for Ford. That guy was really good. Those auto workers are a proud bunch of guys, aren't they? They are. And before that, Trump was at that town hall with Byron Donalds, and he told an amazing story about a plant, this big, massive Ford, I don't know if it was Ford, but there was this big, massive auto plant that they were going to build in Mexico, and they didn't build it because they think Trump's going to be reelected. They think he's going to win, so they didn't build it because they know that if they did, the tariffs would be on it. He's not even in office, and he stopped it from building an auto plant in Mexico. Isn't that crazy? That's amazing. He didn't even do anything. Blew me away. Oh, I saw someone put the Israeli flag in there. It's real tiny. Did you see that idiot girl that ripped down that Greek flag and thought it was the Israeli flag? I know maybe it's got some of the same colors in it, but what made her think that was the Israeli flag? What an idiot. That's right, Trump 2024, baby. And for life. Yeah. People are dumb, especially anti-Semites, right? I mean, Yeah, exactly. Why should we not use tariffs? Exactly. The United States is the number one largest economy in the world, and we're the number one consumer nation. A lot of power comes with that. All these politicians are all bought off by the corporations in China, and that's why they have the tariffs, the import taxes, so out of whack. Virginia for Trump, that's right. But even though it's cloudy, it's not raining. Cloudy and windy. Perfect day to ride the MAGA Scooter 2.0. I'm going to vote early, but in person. Right? I have too much MAGA stuff, like in front of my house and stuff from my the trust of my mail lady. Right? Exactly. No, I'm going to early vote, but in person. But Pennsylvania, Christine's in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is important, man. That's important. I mean, look at, yesterday I was going through the polls. Real Clear Politics average now has President Trump leading in every single battleground state. Now, some of them aren't by much, like half a point and stuff like that. But he was behind in a couple of those states. So he's really gained like 2 or 3 or 4. Right? Yeah, Trump's ahead in Georgia. Every single battleground state, there's 7 of them. He's ahead in every single one of them. Why would you not be for Trump? Give me a break. I love how all of a sudden the left trusts the justice system with these crooked judges that are bringing crooked convictions and lawsuit judgments against President Trump. All of a sudden they trust the system. And these very self-important narcissists on MSNBC who think that they're going to get rounded up and arrested by Trump when he's back in office. Sharpton, Donnie Deutsch, and all these people. Boy, how self-important are these MSNBC people? There are a lot of stupid people in the world. They're called Democrats, Riki Tiki Tavi. Absolutely. Oh, this is not my usual Starbucks. Coffee is not that good here. But definitely out of the way for me normally. Canada for Trump, awesome. Yeah, poor Canada. Poor Canada. Doing what I'm doing in Canada, you could get arrested, right? Speaking your mind, free speech. New York loves Trump, absolutely. Wouldn't it be, hey Scotland, welcome. Make sure you subscribe if you're new to my channel. I have a new podcast later today with my wife. I'll upload it between or after all the Trump events. That's why I was going to do upload a new podcast last night, but the thing in Michigan was going so late. I was like, no, I'll just wait until Saturday. West Palm Beach, that's right, Judy. I've been, I've talked a little bit about this, but I've been, I drive through, I go by Mar-a-Lago on my way home from the radio station every day, and the security around President Trump is bigger than when he was in his first term. The security around him is insane, which, I tell you, these people, which is like a poll, right? The Secret Service and all these people, they know he's going to win. So they have amped up the security. You wouldn't believe, you got to see it to believe it. There's a road, you guys have seen me vlog it, that goes directly from Mar-a-Lago to Trump Force One. It's one road, straight drive. And before they amped up the security, since he's not the sitting president, they didn't stop traffic for him. I saw his motorcade have as few as 4 cars in it. And I saw Trump's motorcade, this is crazy, I saw Trump's motorcade actually stop at a red light. This is before he got shot, okay? It actually stopped at a red light. I couldn't believe it. I didn't talk about it at the time because I didn't think I should be sharing that. And it really pissed me off. And they were doing that for the same reason that, they didn't want to give him the respect of having the proper security. Now, I talk like Trump. Well, thank you very much, Brody. That is a great compliment. I thank you very much. But now the security they have, there's helicopters everywhere. They block off the entire road from Mar-a-Lago to Trump Force One. But they're also, and 95, they block off all the exits and everything. They're blocking off the roads to the north and the south, too, which they've never done before, ever. And, just a couple months ago, he had to stop at a red light. I saw it. I was vlogging. I didn't show it because I didn't want to show people what they were doing to him. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Cops everywhere, helicopters everywhere, all the roads shut down. And when they block off the exits to 95, they have deputies or highway patrol. Sometimes it's either or, and they block it off. But they block it way down at the end of the ramp, so no one even gets near him. And I don't, I'm not going up there to show any of it because I'm not going to show what the security they have is. I'm not going to do, but I could because you can go there, but the security is massive, and it's gotten really heavy in the last 2-3 weeks. Yes, I am a train conductor on the Trump train. That's right. Choo choo, MAGA all the way. Next stop, the White House, with President Trump back. I would love President Trump to live stream when he walks back into the Oval Office on Inauguration Day, back in his office, wouldn't you? That would be so awesome. Well, I'm wearing black MAGA today in honor of Elon Musk. Well, the Butler shooter, he was a never Trumper, and he was a registered Republican, so we could vote for Nikki Haley in the primary. Yep. No, I'm on my MAGA Scooter 2.0, my Vespa. Elon Musk is awesome. Oh my goodness. Elon Musk is awesome. And first off, I mean, once you think about the significance of this, the richest man in the world is endorsing our guy. Who do you guys got? Who's Kamala got? Molly Shannon? We got, not only, a guy called me on Monday and said Elon Musk is the Albert Einstein of the 21st century. No doubt about it. What he did last weekend with that rocket landing back on the launch pad like that, it blew my freaking mind. Who would have thought something like that was possible? Yeah, George Clooney, washed up has-been actors. Mm-hmm. I'm a little behind on my caffeine today, so it's starting to finally kick in. He is the Rocket Man, that's right. And it's, I'm sure he's a little eccentric here and there, but Elon Musk is pretty normal for a guy in his position, don't you think? He's the richest man in the world. He's brilliant. And he's on our side. She's got a bunch of has-been losers. Springsteen couldn't even talk. I'm voting for Kamala. I mean, he couldn't even speak. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Elon's awesome. How could you not love Elon Musk? He gave us our manned space program back. Mm-hmm. His town hall that Elon did in Philadelphia the other day was amazing. Yeah, they can have Liz Cheney. They can have all the Cheneys. And the Bushes, too. Liz Cheney. That, her father is such an evil man. I mean, how many people are dead, dismembered? I was watching the Tunnels for Towers. My wife and I, we support Tunnels for Towers and the Wounded Warrior. Any of you guys support those great charities? And they had a commercial I saw yesterday where they gave a veteran, a mortgage-free home. His eyes he was a major in the Army. He's completely blind. Why? Because of Liz Cheney's dad's lie about weapons of mass destruction. Here he's got young kids, beautiful wife, and he's blind in both eyes because of Liz Cheney's lying war criminal father. And Liz Cheney has the nerve to go out there and question the greatest president ever, Donald Trump. It's like having Ava Braun. Ava Braun for Kamala. Mm-hmm. America's great, man. Greatest country ever. That's right. That Starlink internet's amazing. We have the Starlink on the cruise ships, on the celebrity cruise ships. And it was, I don't know if it was the last cruise or the cruise before the last was the first time they had. It is fast. It's not as fast as like my home internet. So I wouldn't switch to my home internet that I have. I'm not sure who I have. I don't know what internet company I have now. But it's not as fast as my home internet. But it's for a mobile satellite, it is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. The upload speeds on it blow me away when I'm on the cruise. Because when we first started doing the cruises, they had the regular, whatever internet they had before that. Big difference. Yeah. No, Dick Cheney's an evil person. Evil person. Now, if you're new to my channel, my name's Brian, and this channel is most definitely where MAGA comes to talk, so make sure you subscribe, all right? I mean, here, Dick Cheney shot his friend in the face. It was like, a hiccup. That poor guy. You really wonder if it was an accident or was it just Dick Cheney seeing what he could get away with. Exactly. Don't miss my podcast today with my wife. It's going to be a good one. We've got a lot of good stuff to talk about. None of which I've talked about here. Yeah, they love Cheney. Yeah, Darth Vader. They called him Darth Vader. Now they love him. Exactly. Remove my capture. Hey, what do you think? I'm Tim Pool and bald? Just have a little helmet head from riding the MAGA scooter 2.0. Well, that finished off my coffee. The wind is blowing, guys. It was almost gone, thankfully so. That was the wind that blew the phone. Now I'm going to switch over to my cup of water. Hold on. I'm not sure this will hold it. I might have to hold it with my hand. There, I'll clip the mic onto my shirt so I don't have to hold the mic. All right. I was using this to hold up my phone that I'm live streaming on. It's pretty windy. But it is Florida. I've got palm trees. Did you guys see? There's a clip. I tweeted this. If you go to my Twitter, my ex, Brian Craig Show, David Hogg and Joe Scarborough on with Bill Maher. Oh my goodness, what a collection! A Kamala, yeah, right. A Kamala supporter in disguise. Are you kidding me? I don't think so. I don't think so. I'd forgotten about David Hogg, but his voice has changed a little bit since the last time I saw him. Buck Sexton? I don't trust Buck Sexton. He's a CIA analyst, isn't he? I don't trust Buck Sexton. But plus, that name sounds like a gay porn star name, too. Buck. Doesn't it? Always KDG. Yeah, well. To give Rush Limbaugh's show to a CIA analyst and this talentless sports guy. The other guy's good. Clay Aiken there. He's good when he's talking about sports, but that's about it. Yep, 3 months to pack. Exactly. Start packing. Yeah, well. There's no such video, anonymous guy. Yeah, I've got the MAGA scooter. I'll show you. It's right there. That's the MAGA scooter 2.0. Yep. It's not hot out today. It's a great day to ride the scooter. A little windy. I don't like riding it in the wind so much. But yeah. I tell you, if I was at the old radio studio, I'd ride that to work every day. It gets 100 miles a gallon. My Vespa. I can't believe it. 100 miles a gallon. crazy. They should have, instead of Buck Sexton and Clay Aiken, the replacement for Rush, well, should have been me, of course, but but other than me, Bill O'Reilly would have been a good pick, or maybe Mark Levin. Yeah, Bongino would be better than those guys, but you know. Well, I've told you guys many times, Rush used to listen to me. You know, Steve worked with Rush before he was famous, and Steve knew Rush. So Rush used to listen all the time. I always considered it an honor. Believe me, it was hard for me not to brag about it all the time, but. You love Clay and Buck. Well, your taste in broadcasters is. I know it's Clay. Clay Aiken is the guy from American Idol, the gay guy from American Idol. That's just a little bit of. That's just a little bit of ridicule on my part. Bill stinks. I wouldn't say he stinks. He's friends with. He's friends with Trump. Trump doesn't think he stinks. You know. Bill O'Reilly's got some good insights. Well, honestly, I mean, now, if Tucker would have been a better replacement. Tucker would probably be the best. Tucker is brilliant. Brilliant. He really is. I don't know how Tucker would do with taking live calls on the air. No one can replace Rush. I agree with that. But they, you know, it's not that Clay, Travis, and Buck Sexton are bad. They're just average, mediocre. No, Rush, you know, primo, El Rushbo primo. And it's not that they're bad. They're just average and mediocre. You understand what I mean? Do you guys agree with that or not? I mean, you don't have to. I mean, that's just my thoughts on it. You know? Yeah, bland, vanilla. You know, like Hannity. Hannity on the radio is mediocre, vanilla. Yep. No doubt about it. Brazil, welcome. I see a lot, you know, we have a lot of Brazilians here in Florida, and I go to the mall, I see Brazilians all the time. They have hats that say, "Make Brazil Great Again." See a lot of that. Well, you can tell yourself that, Bert. Hey, it's subjective. Well, you know, my favorite pie is pumpkin pie, but yours might be apple, right? Hannity lost his spark? Yeah. Yeah, I've got a couple dark MAGA hats, and I mostly just wear the red because I want to stand out. Uncommon Sense, $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Trying to back Rogan into a corner? I don't think so. Kamala's not going to do Rogan. Not after what happened the other day. Oh, I love pumpkin pie. Oh my gosh. I don't get pumpkin pie too much because I'll eat the whole damn thing. Yeah, the Let's Go Brandon community. That's correct. No. But I think Joe Rogan playing it safe. It's like it's an easy interview for him to do now because Trump's winning. He wouldn't do it a year ago when it was controversial, Rogan. Kennedy seems like it. Yeah, well. Well, there is, you know, Hannity lives here, right? And there is, I don't want to say who, but there's somebody that Hannity and I have a mutual acquaintance. And Hannity does not like me. He does not like me. Now, why do you think Hannity would not like me? Why do you think? And he channels his dislike of me through our acquaintance. I met him once at Disney World. As crazy as it sounds, Hannity and I rode Dumbo together. Yeah. Well, he makes $50 million a year, you know. Hannity's in love with himself. Yeah. Your husband bakes the pumpkin pies? I don't bake pumpkin pies. I buy them at Publix pre-made. And I do not put whipped cream on them. It spoils the taste. See, I'm from Ohio originally, and pumpkin's a big deal in Ohio. We have a whole pumpkin festival and everything. I love pumpkin pie. I could eat them all day. You know, Vivek would not be that bad. Tucker and Vivek. Hey. The guy just gave me a head nod for the MAGA hat. Mm-hmm. Bon Jovi supports Kamala. I never was a big fan of Bon Jovi. You miss Florida? Well, we're still here. There's going to be a mass exodus from Florida because of these hurricanes hitting the West Coast. A lot of the people that are new, the part of Florida I'm in South Florida, Palm Beach, where Mar-a-Lago is. We don't get that many hurricanes. Every 10, 12 years, we'll get a bad one. At least Bon Jovi's better than Springsteen. Mm-hmm. Tampa. But this side of Florida, we don't get the hurricanes as much. But I'm glad. Let these people leave. They can take their Democrat voter registrations with them, too. Springsteen, when he sings, he sounds like he's constipated. I always thought that. Born in the USA is not a pro-American song. It's attacking the country. And then there's that racist line in it about they sent me to Vietnam to kill the yellow man. I mean, that's Bruce Springsteen calls Asian people yellow in that song. That's racist. That's right. It's very racist. Trump is the boss. Exactly. I liked when Trump, when that one Twitch streamer, that kid went there and gave him the Cybertruck, and they were playing music in the Cybertruck. And he's like, "What's your favorite?" He's like, "Well, I have some people that are my favorites, but I don't want them to know that I think that I like them." Remember that? That was hilarious when Trump said that. Louisiana loves Trump. Aiden Ross, that's right. Neil Young sucks. He's one of the most overrated ever. He's worse than Springsteen. Worse. Mm-hmm. Elton John. Remember, Rush hired Elton John to play at his wedding? Mm-hmm. Neil Young can't sing. No. Nope. I remember he had an anti-Bush album come out. And the press, before the album came out, the press was making such a big deal about it. And it came out in the song. I couldn't believe how bad it was. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, guys, listen. I got to go. I'm going to head to Dr. Appleton and get my shoulder treated with the laser away pain treatment. I'll be telling you guys about it on Monday. If you're new, My name's Brian. This is where MAGA comes to talk. Make sure that you subscribe. And those of you that already subbed, make sure you like the video, all right? I'd appreciate it. Exactly. All right, guys. I'll see you later. New podcast coming today, so keep an eye out.